Alright, yo guys, what's going on? It's SoulRage, and welcome back to another Modern Warfare video here for the next episode of Road to Damascus. So here for today, I'm going to be talking about the SMGs, and honestly, I feel like I'm recording this video at a really good time, considering the MP5 just got nerfed with this recent mid-season update, as you guys may already know. Because before this mid-season update dropped, I was thinking to myself how I wanted to go about making this video, and honestly, I was just thinking to myself that I'm basically going to be just glorifying the MP5 as the best SMG in this game, and honestly, it's not. Maybe it's me, maybe I suck, but I just no, MP5 is not the best. So obviously the first SMG we're going to talk about here in just a second is going to be the MP5. But before that though, one thing that I wanted to mention while going back and reusing all of these SMGs, trying to get some more like up-to-date Damascus highlights for you guys, is that pretty much every single SMG works the exact same way, which, obviously by nature, SMGs are, more lightweight, versatile. They're more meant for, close quarter combat type of stuff. And here in Modern Warfare, like depending on the maps and like just where you're at on the map, like whenever you get in these CQB kind of engagements, obviously SMGs are still the best to go to, but I just feel like across the board all of the SMGs pretty much do the exact same thing. Like there's not a major difference between each one of them, like for example the assault rifles, in which for those of you guys that saw my Damascus assault rifles video that went up a couple of weeks ago, which thank you guys so much for the support on that, by the way, I was able to go through and talk about all of the ARs and their each individual characteristics and how like some have like better trade-offs than others, but that's not exactly the case here with the SMGs. It's kind of like, for example, how the Odin is like the slowest firing but it's the heaviest hitting. There's not exactly like minimal trade-offs that would make each one of the SMGs better, for example, I feel like. Again, maybe it's just me, I'm not really one to run around and red gun all of the time, but this is just something that I've personally noticed here in Modern Warfare. So again here, the first one that I wanted to talk about is the MP5, which I want to go ahead and just show you guys the attachments that I personally run. Maybe I'm doing something wrong here, but I also kind of like the whole just more classic COD 4 style to the MP5. I'm really biased towards that. And one other quick thing that I wanted to mention, all the clips that you guys are going to be watching in this video were recorded before the mid-season update. And now initially between that time, I was switching between the 45 round mags because I personally like more of the extended mag kind of feel, because with all of the SMGs in this game, they burn ammo really quickly, so something like extended mags and sleight of hand goes a long way. So I was switching between the 45 round mags and these 10mm rounds, which increase damage and range, and I swear to you, like even before the mid-season update, I was thinking to myself, like, they nerfed this. Like, this does not feel as good as it once was. And again, considering the fact that like that was being recorded before the mid-season update, I was just like, I know they did something. It's either they did something or they're going to do something, because it felt completely different. And now obviously when the update came out, it did confirm that it got nerfed. But even so still, like while I was running around and using this thing, like maybe, I don't know, honestly, like maybe I just wasn't having the best lobbies, because like what was happening a lot of the time was that I would go on like 3-4 kill streaks and then I would just get shot in the back. Because my idea for all this is that I want to try to get some nice streaks, just some, like nice highlights, and it's just every single time I would go on like a 3-4 kill streak, instantly dead. And I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, like, am I doing something wrong here? Like, do I just suck? Like, I don't understand. The MP5 is like the godliest SMG in this game, right? I really don't know what it was. So again, like, if you guys have a specific MP5 loadout, let me know of that. Still, without a doubt though, the MP5 is still one of the best SMGs in this game, although I do personally think it is outclassed by one other SMG, which I'll talk about later. As far as completing the challenges go for really all of the SMGs, just in like the grand scheme of things, they are about half of what they are required for the assault rifles to get gold and platinum. So for example, you don't have to get 100 long shots like you did with the assault rifles. You only have to get 50, which obviously you can do that on shoot house, or there are certain places on shipment that you can actually get a lot of long shots on too. Especially currently, as of right now of me recording this video, is July 4th. Happy July 4th to everybody celebrating, by the way. Hope you guys have a safe weekend. Currently what's going on right now is that they removed shoot the ship, and they have this shipment 24/7 and a shoot house 24/7 playlist. So if you're looking to complete a lot of camo challenges and long shots, there you guys go. As far as everything else goes with the zebra challenges, getting kills shortly after reloading, sleight of hand's the best move for that. Reptile is no attachments. That's pretty simple. 3 kill streaks are pretty easy. So now when it comes to using all of the attachments, again, like this was a class that I was basically running, and if you guys have anything better, let me know that down in the comment section below. Because as of right now, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, the MP5 is kind of overrated. Again, maybe I suck. I don't know, man. It seems like since day one of this game's release, there is not one lobby that you would get into on Modern Warfare where somebody isn't sweating their heart out with the MP5. So now the next SMG here that I wanted to talk about is the Mini Uzi. Now, when I was initially doing my Road to Damascus series, when I was going by guns one by one, I made my first SMG video, again, using the Mini Uzi here, and I was saying to myself, this is the worst SMG in this game. And this was back in December, by the way, so this was quite a while ago. Easily, without a doubt, the Mini Uzi at the time was the worst SMG out of the entire class. There was just almost no point in using it unless you were getting it gold. It was just outperformed by every other weapon in the class. But up until whenever this update came out, I honestly don't remember right now, now, but whenever they added in this new ammo, the 41 AE 32 round mags, which increases damage and range, this completely turned around the mini Uzi. It's now one of the best. I'm not joking to you guys. It's insane. Purely with that ammo conversion, I feel like a lot of people would easily be able to compete with using the mini Uzi. And again, here is a class that I personally use for it. I feel like if you really want to, you could probably change out the red dot sight for if you want a stippled grip tape, or if you want a tack laser or something like that, or just, you know, obviously really any other attachment. But I personally feel like the iron sights are a little bit weird, so that's why I personally run a red dot sight on it. But other than that, man, the mini Uzi is actually insane in this game now. I'm really glad that they buffed it. I mean, like, again, I'm not much of a red gunner, but going back and reusing the mini Uzi was honestly so much fun. I feel like regardless of however you guys would want to run your mini Uzi setup, I would still say the one definite thing should be these 41 round mags. 41 AE 32 round mags, which also reminds me, I don't know if I said this with the MP5 or if I said this at the start of the video, but one thing that I've noticed with all of the SMGs in this game, again, if I haven't already said it, I would say without a doubt one absolute necessity for every SMG is sleight of hand, because you burn through ammo so quick with these things. Either you need to have scavenger on or sleight of hand. I feel like both work. So again, though, here with the mini Uzi, there's really not a whole lot to say other than the fact that this ammo conversion makes it so much better. It's honestly one of the best SMGs in the game now. You're actually able to run around and use the Uzi, and you can actually compete with the MP5s and MP7s and M4s and whatnot within this game now. I personally wouldn't say without a doubt it's the best SMG in the class, but it's obviously a lot better now. So now the next SMG that I wanted to talk about here is the OGG, which, again, I don't know if it's just me, but this has got to be the most painfully average SMG in the game. Again, maybe I just had a bad experience with it, but there was like literally nothing that just set it apart. I was just like, it's okay. It's alright, I guess, maybe. Because initially when I was first getting this thing gold, I had like no highlights with it. It was just like I would get a couple of kills, nothing really special, and I would die. And it's just like I never went on these like massive streaks with it, and there was nothing that like really set it apart from all the other SMGs. Oh, so basically you're saying because you suck with it, it's not good. That's not exactly what I'm trying to get at. So obviously in the past we've seen the OGG in Modern Warfare 2 as an LMG, and in the original Black Ops it was an AR. Now here in Modern Warfare it's an SMG. It's pretty decent for the most part. I feel like it's definitely one of the more heavy set SMGs, which might sound kind of weird because it still does have that like AR, LMG, SMG kind of vibe, like how it can fit all three of those weapon classes, especially here with a 60 round drum mag. And again, here's where I don't know if I'm going wrong with this thing. Like if I'm doing something wrong, let me know. So again, when it comes to the ammunition, I'm sitting here using the 60 round drum mag, and I feel like you could still get away with using this 30 round mag, a 5.56 NATO, which would basically kind of someone turn it into an assault rifle if anything. But I feel like, again, with SMGs, considering their fast fire rate, I feel like it's almost always beneficial to use some sort of extended mag attachment. And considering the fact that you're upgrading from a 9mm round to, again, the 5.56 NATO, I mean, they both increase damage and range, but it's just like, regardless of whichever one I use, because I swap between the 30 and 60 round, and there was just nothing that like really set it apart. I guess it's just average. It's still really good. It's still, you know, really good in the hands of each user, but me personally, there was just like nothing that I could just get going with it. I don't know what it was. I feel like this is definitely one of those SMGs that like you really need to fine tune the attachments on this. Again, like here's all the attachments that I'm using here. I mean, I guess here I could change out a barrel, or actually, I mean, like not even have a barrel on in the first place. Like the only reason why I had one on was to increase the damage range to it. But again, it's just like the OGG feels like a slower, clunkier SMG out of the entire class. I don't know. Although I will say one of the coolest things that I really do like about the OGG, I never went ahead and used this, but you can basically turn it into the assault rifle from Black Ops 1, which I think is really, really cool. Again, maybe there's just something that I'm missing here with the OGG. It's still pretty good, but it's just like I didn't have the best time with it. I don't know. Maybe I feel like it's painfully average. Maybe it's just me. It's a good SMG. Maybe it's just not the one for me. I don't know. So now here, the next SMG that we're going to talk about here is the P90. I'm going to go ahead and assume that most of you guys watching this video have already played the previous Modern Warfare games, even going back to COD 4. The P90 has always been an extremely reliable SMG. And also, if I'm not mistaken, it was typically always the last SMG you unlocked. I remember in COD 4 you got it at like level 43, 44. I want to say 43. I don't remember exactly what level you got it at in Modern Warfare 2 or Modern Warfare 3, or if it was even the last one that you got in Modern Warfare 3, but regardless of all of that, it was always one of the best SMGs. Especially again, like going back to COD 4 and MW2, you were able to slap stopping power on it, and in Modern Warfare 3, it was more balanced. Here in Modern Warfare, it's still definitely up there. Honestly, one of the better SMGs in this game. Again, here's all the attachments that I personally ran on it. One thing that I really do like is the look of this barrel of the Forged Attack Retribution. It just completely changes the look of it. It also increases damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control, which takes away aim down sight speed and movement speed, but obviously you could just like put on other attachments to compensate for that. So here for the perk, I run sleight of hand, and honestly for the stock, I've been running the fly strap and have found that to be a lot better than just running the TAC CQB comp stock. Honestly though, for the most part, when it comes to all of the SMGs in this game, you really don't need need a whole lot of ADS attachments because they naturally aim down sight very quickly. And honestly, I just feel like in comparison to the other two stocks, like this is definitely the one to go with because it gives more benefits to it. It increases the sprint to fire speed and the aim walking movement speed, so you kind of have Stalker Pro from Modern Warfare 3. And then obviously the sprint to fire speed, you know, straight out of a sprint, you know, you'll have your gun up quicker. Again, I pretty much run the tac laser on like every single SMG because it increases the ADS speed, stability, the steadiness of everything. And then I feel like from that point on, you can pretty much do whatever you want. Like if you want to throw a red dot on it, I feel like the iron sight, again, as compared to like the mini Uzi, the iron sight on the P90 is pretty much always good. I personally chose to run a monolithic suppressor because it increases the damage range. And again, like I was just saying a little bit ago, honestly, there's really not a whole lot to say about the P90. Like every single game that it's been in, it's good, and it's no different here in Modern Warfare. It's still very, very good. So now the next SMG here is the PP19 Bison, or Bison. I'm pretty sure it's French. I don't know. Don't mean me. I'm just gonna go ahead and call it the Bison personally. So I want to go ahead and say this. I want to go out on a limb and say this, that this is easily the best SMG in this game with no attachments on it. I feel like it's just the best bang for buck. It's got very high damage, very low recoil, and your starting ammunition is a 64 round magazine. The only extended mags here is 84, which there's really no need for that. I mean, honestly, like there's probably not even a need for the sleight of hand perk even. When it comes to the Bison, one thing that I've always noticed about it is that it's got very high damage for an SMG, which is what I love about it. Obviously, when it comes to the attachments, I would always prefer to run a stippled grip tape just to get that faster ADS. Same with the tac laser. Again, I personally run the monolithic suppressor because it adds that damage range to it. And the barrel here, I feel like you can go really any way about it. Again, like I've been saying, all the SMGs aim in very quickly, so there's not exactly a need for this aluminum barrel. I personally went with the steel because it increases the damage range and bullet velocity recoil control. I also personally feel like there's no need to run a red dot sight or anything on it. That's just more of a personal preference. I personally really like the iron sights on the Bison, so I don't think that's a necessity, but same exact thing goes with the stock and the ammunition. I feel like you can just leave those be because there's really no need to change anything about it. It's just that good as is. Although I will go ahead and say that there were times when I was going back and getting these highlights that I was getting destroyed using the Bison, but it's kind of hit or miss, I guess, in a weird way. I'm sitting here praising it the whole time, but I mean, like, it's very good, but then I also had my moments where I was just doing very bad with it. Like, I was just getting slaughtered by everything else. But to me, personally, I feel like it's one of the best, but I feel like a lot of you guys might have differing opinions about that. Actually, go ahead and let me know what your guys' thoughts on that down in the comment section below. I'm curious, because I feel like I have a very weird opinion liking the Bison as much as I do. And now, the last SMG in the class, the MP7. I'm gonna go ahead and say this. The MP7's better than the MP5. Again, obviously this is just my opinion, but I truly feel like purely on the fact that you can run 60 rounds on the MP7 makes it that much better. It also might have something to do with the fact that the MP5 literally just got nerfed, so again, with this mid-season update and with them adding Shoot House, I just wanted to go into Shoot House and just see how well I can do with it, and I was shredding with the MP7. It is so much fun to use. Here's all the attachments that I personally run. I would say one thing that you can easily change with this loadout here is you can change out the tac laser for a monolithic suppressor and it would still do absolutely insane. It's just that in a majority of highlights that you guys will see, I was running the tac laser, but I also ran a couple of games with a monolithic suppressor and it's still that good. There's hardly any need to run any ADS attachments on the MP7 in my opinion. So with that, you're able to focus more on the damage range, which is exactly what this FSS Recon barrel does. That again, mixed with a monolithic suppressor, no stock pretty much covers all the ADS and movement speed that you would need. Sleight of hand, 60 round mag. There's no need for a red dot. The iron sight on it's very good. There's really no need for an under barrel grip unless you really want that. It already has extremely minimal recoil. Like, these are almost kind of useless, I would feel like. But again, in my honest opinion though, the MP7 is better than the MP5. I had a much better time with it. I feel like that might be a very unpopular opinion, so go ahead and let me know that down in the comment section below on what you guys think of that. I mean, I'm still not gonna lie, the MP5 is easily one of the best SMGs in this game. I just had a better time using the MP7. I just think it's better. So now to go ahead and wrap everything up here, when it comes to the camo challenges, like the biggest difference is the way that you guys go about completing your 5 attachments, because you can complete almost everything you would need to on Shipment and Shoot House, especially while they have these 24/7 playlists going. So we have 8 SMGs in the class here. I didn't talk about the Striker 45 or the new Vector because those are not required. Like, you guys don't have to get gold on these SMGs to get platinum in Damascus. You only have to focus on the base weapons. So with these 6 base weapons, I would honestly say the AUG is probably the worst out of the bunch. It's kind of like the AUG comes in third, everything else can tie for second, and the MP7 is first in my book. Like, they're all that evenly balanced. It just comes down to your personal feel on how you want to like change the slightest things about the attachments. So yeah guys, with that all being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope this kind of gave you guys some more insight onto getting gold, platinum, Damascus SMGs. I still have a few more videos to make on this series. I got the LMGs, the shotguns, and the pistols to finish off, and I want to try to get those up very quickly. So yeah, again though, when it comes to all the SMGs, go ahead and let me know down in the comment section what's your personal favorite SMG, and like, if there's anything that I did wrong, if there's something that I'm missing with any SMG, please let me know of that. I feel like I'm definitely missing out on something with the MP5. I feel like I'm gonna get flamed for that in the comments, but anyways. So yeah, with that all being said, guys, again, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope this gave you some more insight as to, again, how I personally went about everything. And yeah, that's honestly all I got for you guys. Be sure you guys join my Discord. That's linked down in the description below so you guys never miss a ping on when I upload a new video here on YouTube, when I go live on Twitch, and all that. Once again, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I said that like 3 times now. Leave me a like if you guys enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, all that good stuff. It's been Rage, and I'll talk to you guys later. Take care, everybody.